Good evening and welcome to the NDTV Dialogues. Tonight, a special episode of NDTV Dialogues with a man who's been called a political game changer in the Delhi elections, Arvind Kejriwal of the Aam Aadmi Party. Thank you for coming in tonight, Mr. Kejriwal.
आम आदमी पार्टी एक ईमानदार पार्टी की तरह बहुत तेजी से उभर के आई है।
किसी भी पार्टी का कोई भी नेता जब सही बात कहता है तो बाकी लोग उसको कहेंगे ये सही बात कह रहे हैं।
दिल्ली की जनता शीला दीक्षित जी से आना चाहती है।
क्या इसका असर एक्चुअली पड़ रहा है, नहीं पड़ रहा है, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रही है।
शीला दीक्षित जी के भ्रष्टाचार और महंगाई की वजह से त्रस्त हो चुकी है।
He has caught the imagination of people to a certain extent.
15 दिसंबर तक दिल्ली में आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार बन जाएगी।
स्वयं लोग नेता बन गए हैं, स्वयं लोग मुख्यमंत्री बन गए हैं।
29 दिसंबर को दिल्ली में स्पेशल असेंबली सेशन बुलाया जाएगा।
स्वयं सर्वे करवा लिए गए हैं, उन्होंने तो विधानसभा की मीटिंग तक बुला ली है।
I think we need to shed this casual approach of governance which the last government has provided to the city.
डॉक्टर हर्षवर्धन कौन है, उनके बारे में तो कोई नहीं जानता। कांग्रेस बीजेपी भाई भाई दोनों के अंदर कोई फर्क नहीं है और दोनों एक दूसरे को बचाएंगे नहीं।
Arvind Kejriwal, it's been an amazing journey from an RTI activist, from an ex-IRS officer, RTI activist, to the man in the Ramlila Maidan, and now somebody who's been considered a huge threat by both the Congress and the BJP. What's the biggest learning experience you've had in this 1 year roughly that you've been in politics?
You see, whatever we are doing, it's not that we wanted to do all this. In our wildest dreams, more than a year back, we had never imagined that there'll be a time in our life when we'll fight elections, we'll join politics, we'll form a political party. We never thought about it. I think one thing led to the other. About earlier, I was in income tax department, then we joined activism, and after that we got involved in Anna's movement. What were the people asking? Thousands and lakhs of people who came in Ramlila Maidan. They were saying that pass a Lokpal bill, pass a bill that if anyone indulges in corruption, he should be punished. There should be certainty and swiftness of punishment. That's all the people were asking for. But none of the parties agreed to it. And slowly it started dawning on us that they will never agree to it, because most of the political parties have indulged in corruption, their leaders have indulged in corruption. Unless we ourselves go inside the system and we clean up the system from inside, nothing will happen. So we had to form this political party, and that's how we are in the game now.
Sheila Dikshit, I mean, that's actually quite impressive that the Chief Minister of Delhi says that you have caught the imagination of the people to an extent. That's for a person who's completely new in politics. Yet interestingly, your own survey showed that people care more about water than corruption. Now, you don't really have policies on these issues. You've very much on this one single plank of anti-corruption. How will you solve actual governance issues like those?
No, I don't agree. Firstly, two things. The question that was asked in the survey, it was misconstrued by many people. Yogendra Yadav's survey. The question that was asked is that if a new government is formed, what is that one local problem in your area which you would like to be sorted out? So people said water, road. They didn't talk about corruption. If you had said that what is the biggest problem affecting Delhi, then the people might have said corruption, rising prices, etc., etc. So it is the manner in which you ask questions, number one. Number two is, it is wrong to say the movement was on one issue, Lokpal bill, but in the last 12 months I think the party has travelled quite a journey, and on many issues on water we have made our policies clear. There is no dearth of water in the city. 840 million gallons of water is produced every day. If you divide it by 1.5 crore population, it comes to 250 liters per capita per day of water availability in Delhi. That is one of the highest in the world. Germany actually gets only 150 liters per capita per day. England actually gets only 150 liters per capita per day. Still they have a 24-hour water availability in their homes. Delhi gets 250 liters per capita per day. Still we don't have water. 40% Delhi does not have water. Where is this water going? So it emerged that the water actually is being stolen. There is a water tanker mafia that is operating all across Delhi, and this mafia belongs to both BJP and Congress, and it's more than 1,000 crore business going on in Delhi. So if you stop water being taken away, by being stolen, and I don't think it's a rocket science to do it. It's just that you need a political will. If the government itself is involved, if the people themselves are involved, there's a direct conflict of interest, they will not solve this problem. So we have on electricity, on water, on many other issues, we have been coming out with policies. It's wrong to say that now it's a one issue party. Yes, this election will be fought on one issue: honesty versus corruption. Till now the people of Delhi did not have an option. एक बार बीजेपी को वोट देते थे, एक बार कांग्रेस को वोट देते थे. This time they have an honest alternative, and people want an honest system this time.
Well, I said this is a special episode, so also because we've got young students from colleges across Delhi and the NCR, and of course Arvind Kejriwal at 43, you're the youngest head of a political party.
Also, our party is a party of the youth. More than 50% candidates, if I remember the figure correctly, are less than 30 years of age. More than 80% of our candidates are less than 50 years age. There's just one candidate who is more than 60 years. So it is also a party of the youth.
Okay, so let's go ahead and ask the young people. Khushmani from Amity, why don't you go ahead and ask your question?
So my question is, today in India, almost all the political parties are person-oriented. Like Congress is associated with the Gandhi family, and nowadays BJP is being associated with Narendra Modi. And so is Aam Aadmi Party being associated with Arvind Kejriwal. So how will you ensure that your party is not person-oriented but system-oriented?
Two things. One is, in many times, one person becomes the face of the party. And media has been constantly showing me as the face of the party. In fact, to tell you the truth, many times when some incident happens and media comes to me for a reaction, I always keep on telling them, why don't you please go to Manish Sisodia, why don't you please go to Yogendra Yadav, why don't you please go to Prashant Bhushan. There was an aap hi ka reaction chahiye. And if I say no, then they will not show it. So to some extent, media has also been projecting me as the face of the party.
But people are voting for you. This is a party you've built on your vision.
It's quite possible that people see me as the face, as that honest face of the party. Second is, it would also be wrong to assume that there are no other leaders. I mean, there are galaxy of people in Aam Aadmi Party who the country is proud of. Yogendra Yadav is one of the best cephalogists known in the country. Prashant Bhushan is one of the best PIL lawyers in the country. Manish Sisodia, Sanjay Singh, Gopal Rai, Dr. Atul Gupta. There are so many people. Somnath Bharti is the IIT alumni president, Delhi IIT alumni president, he was there. So there are many other people who are great achievers in their own fields. So it will be wrong to say that I am the only, but I think to a great extent because of media also, that only my face has been projected. But one thing I want to make it clear, our party is not family oriented or dynastic, which is there in other parties. In other parties, today if you see in Delhi, the names that are going around, especially for BJP, उसके बेटे को टिकट मिल रही है, उसके भी बेटे को टिकट मिल रही है, उसके भी कांग्रेस में उसका बेटा प्राइम मिनिस्टर बन रहा है, उसके बेटे को टिकट मिल. In our party, in our constitution itself, we have written that not more than one person from the same family will get a ticket, or not more than one person from the same family will even be members of the executive committees.
But Arvind Kejriwal, this is easier to do when you're a new party. You've been in politics for a year now. You've had some problems with candidates already. You had to change the candidate from Shadra because there were criminal cases he didn't mention. There have been accusations against some other candidates of yours. Have you had to make any compromises? You have to realize there is also a reality of politics. Do you feel that as you grow bigger, you may find that you're facing the same problems, you may have to compromise? And even with candidates, you've had candidates backing out for other reasons. You've had some issues with candidates, finding candidates as well. No,
two things. I think you need to appreciate us. Firstly, yes, we have a transparent selection process, and we have made it very clear that on 3 accounts, there will be no compromise. The person has to be honest, he needs to have a good character, and the third is that there should not be pending case against him on any heinous crime. These are 3 things on which we will have no compromise. So, we have till now, there are a few candidates who withdrew themselves because they thought that they were not coming up to the mark as far as the campaigning was concerned. They withdrew themselves and they are still working as volunteers, ordinary volunteers, and there have been stronger candidates in those areas. But we have removed 2 candidates because there were charges of crime or there were some other charges against them. If there's any complaint against any candidate, I personally get it investigated and I personally monitor it. And in the case of these 2 candidates, one is Shadra and there is one more constituency. It was not media. Media did not even know about it. It was on our own will, suo moto, that we removed these two candidates. So our commitment to honesty is something that cannot be, we are completely committed to that.
Okay, let's have some other questions. This young boy from JNU had a question. Let's go ahead to him.
Sir, my question is that you were very good at your pressure group. You said Jan Lokpal chahiye, but now you are in political arena. And what makes difference between the political party is the ideology. Whatever you talk, it's all about implementation. You said this is as you just said about water. It's all about the executive answer. It was nothing to do political.
Right.
So what I want to know that please tell me that what is the ideological difference and how I should differentiate you between from the BJP or Congress on ideological platform, because I don't find any ideological difference. I just find putting a new district magistrate to a district so that he will do everything okay. He will make sure that policies are being implemented correctly, but I don't find any in you a new CM who can make an ideological change in India or in a state or anywhere.
Very good question. Firstly, the biggest ideology is honesty versus corruption, honesty versus dishonesty. And till now, whatever we have done, we have shown our complete commitment. I'll just complete and then you can talk about it. We have shown our complete commitment to honesty. But if I were to say that we form the government, we are good people and they are bad people, and if we form the government, we will provide good governance, I think that will be a wrong statement to make. This is exactly what you're saying. We are saying that the system today is bad and the system needs to be replaced. And we need to have a completely, because this system, even good people cannot make this system work. We need to replace the system. What we are saying is we are in favor of complete decentralization. Two things are extremely important what we are saying. One is Jan Lokpal Bill, that there should be certainty and swiftness of punishment. If anyone indulges in corruption today in this country, no action takes place against him. Raja got bail, everyone gets bail, not jail. Raja got a bail, Kalmadi got a bail, this person got a bail, everyone gets a bail. There's no conviction.
Lalu Yadav.
Now, Lalu Yadav is a very interesting example. Let me just share with you. Lalu Yadav has been responsible for siphoning off 950 crore rupees fodder scam. 950 crore rupees, and the punishment that he got is 5 years and 25 lakh rupees of fine.
No, he's not.
I think it's a very good deal.
Cases against him is not 950, it's the various other cases involved. Directly against him is not 950 crores.
So in that, no, total scam is 950 crores.
Yes.
Under the Prevention of Corruption Act today, if you are even convicted, the money that you siphoned off, the bribes that you took, is not recovered from you. That becomes your money. I think it's a very good deal. Neera Yadav's case, she was caught in this Noida, she was the Noida CEO and then she became the Chief Secretary of Uttar Pradesh. She got 4 years of punishment. But the bribes that she took, now that officially becomes her money. This is a very good deal. Everyone will say now Raja tomorrow, if he gets convicted, so 2 lakh crore rupees he has caused and lost to the exchequer, and someone said that he's made a bribe of 5,000 crore rupees. At worst, he will get a punishment of 7 years of jail. But that money now becomes his money. There's no this thing of recovery. In Jan Lokpal Bill, for the first time, we are providing that not only that money will be recovered, more than 4 or 5 times the cost that loss that he has caused to the exchequer, that money should be recovered from him, so that he goes completely bankrupt once the conviction, once he's proved. Number one. Number two is, the more important thing is, we stand for complete political decentralization. And there, if you just allow me 2 minutes, I'll give you a small example. There is a person called Vinod Kumar Binni. He is the councillor of Khichadipur ward in Delhi. He won as an independent candidate last year and he joined our party 5 months back. He's a very honest person. And he, after joining our party, he sent a invitation letter to all the people in his area and said that I have decided that now I will not take any decisions. I will do only those things which my people want me to do. So on this Sunday at 11 o'clock in community center, I am holding a meeting. Please come to this meeting and tell me what should I do for you. About 300 people landed up for that meeting. So in that meeting he said that I've got 50 lakh rupees of fund this year. You tell me how should I spend this money. People are completely shocked. Till now no representative had actually asked the people how should they spend their money. Whenever people went to any representative, the representative would say that this year's money has got exhausted, come next year. This person is actually writing letters and inviting people and asking them. So when the meeting started, we thought 50 lakh rupees would be very less, people's demands would be much more. But in the meeting, it turned out that the people have very small demands. Someone said को street light खराब हो गई जी वो ठीक करा दो. Someone said that there is a pothole on the road वो ठीक करा दो. किसी ने कहा वो दीवार टूट गई वो ठीक. All the people who were sitting there, their demands were met in 5,20,000 rupees. He brought all the engineers with him and he sanctioned on the spot that project sanctioned, please start the projects. Then he said that these 6 roads have been made in our area in the last 3 months. You tell me whether you guys are satisfied with the roads or not. If you tell me that you are not satisfied with the road, I will stop the payment to the contractor. There was a voting and 5 roads people said we are broadly satisfied. For this one road they said it should have been 4 inches thick, it is only 2 inches thick. So please stop the payment. He wrote on the file that payment stopped. He made a joint inspection committee on the spot, 3 residents and 1 assistant engineer. After the meeting, these 4 people went on the spot, they called the contractor, they measured and they found it was just 2 inches thick.
No,
and they, just one second.
Yes.
And contractor immediately agreed to his this thing, and he said that give me a chance and I will redo the whole road. He redid the whole road, and 1 month later he again called a meeting of the public, and the public said now we are satisfied, make the payment to the contractor. This is democracy. Right from our childhood we have been told India is a democracy, India is a democracy, India is a. हम पूछते थे क्यों है democracy? कहते थे चुनाव होते हैं इसलिए democracy है. चुनाव को तो democracy. In 5 years we select someone and we और 5 साल में एक बार किसी को वोट देते हैं, फिर उसके घर जाते हैं तो वो कुत्ते छोड़ देता है हमारे ऊपर. This is not democracy.
No, but Mr. Kitchell, that's a generalization. Not every. I'm sure there are councillors around the country who are doing very good work as well.
I'm coming to that. If Aam Aadmi comes to power, we will institutionalize it. We will pass, we call it Swaraj, Apna Raj, Janta Ka Raj. We will pass a law on Swaraj within 3 months of forming the government in Delhi, that every month there will be a public meeting in every area. People will actually form, the entire Delhi would be divided into 2,720 parts. 272 wards are there, each ward will be divided, the entire thing has been worked out. In each area the people will meet every month, the people will decide how the government money should be used in that area. And if the payment will be made to the contractor only if the people will say that we are satisfied with the work. This is the change in the ideology. Right now, whatever is going on in the country, there's too much of centralization of power. It is only the MLA and the officers who decide. We will stop this, we will take away their powers, we will give the power to the people.
This isn't sounding like Panchayati Raj of Rajiv Gandhi in a sense, but I'm just going to let him go back because there's so many questions. Go on.
You vindicated my position. In first part of your answer, you just got centered on Jan Lokpal, and in second part, you are going against the constitution. You are trying to change India from a representative democracy to direct democracy. If a prime minister starts calling people to come and advise me, I think the crores of people will come and will decide that we have to advise prime minister. Do you think it is possible for India? A country of 125 crore people.
Rejoinder.
It is good in Switzerland.
I agree with you.
I take that point, but
let me just clarify. This is a very important rejoinder. What we are saying is at least about your own area, about your own. We are not saying that the foreign affairs should be decided by the people. We are not saying that the currency should be decided by. Just let me just come. We are not saying that the currency should be decided, the banking should be decided, the security of all those things have to be done by the center. But मेरे गांव में हैंडपंप कहाँ लगेगा? That should not be decided by the planning commission sitting in Delhi. It has to be decided by. It has to be decided by
the planning commission.
They are.
मेरे गांव में हैंडपंप कहाँ लगेगा?
वो बताते हैं कि वो बताते हैं. Those are the people.
The local MLAs and councils decide कि हैंडपंप कहाँ लगेगा.
In planning commission, they make various schemes. They make very. No, according to people.
No, planning commission, a decentralized point is a right one, but I think hand pump ka wo nahi decide karte. But let me take other questions. This is of course Aman Avana, who is the president of DUSO. Aman, go ahead with your question for Mr. Kejriwal.
मैं आपसे सर पूछना चाहता हूं कि आज ना जो स्टूडेंट है, देश का युवा है, हैंड पंप, रोड, सड़कें, नाली इनकी बात नहीं करता. उनके लिए नौकरी हो, स्टूडेंट्स के लिए अच्छा, उनकी कैपेबिलिटी के हिसाब से देश की सुरक्षा, इनके बारे में आप कहां बात करते हैं? आप एक करप्शन के से आप बोलते हो अगेंस्ट करप्शन, यू हैव करप्शन इन योर मैनिफेस्टो. तो हम आपसे पूछेंगे कि नौकरियां, तो आप बोलोगे कि करप्शन ठीक होगा तो नौकरियां मिल जाएंगी. यू लिंक अप एवरीथिंग विद करप्शन. स्टूडेंट्स के लिए क्या हो रहा है सर, वो पूछना चाहते हैं. और भी कई इश्यूज हैं, उनके लिए क्या हो रहा है, हमारे देश की कल्चर का क्या हो रहा है, ये सब बातें कहां है सर मैनिफेस्टो में? ये दिल्ली का चुनाव नहीं है सर, ये पूरे देश का चुनाव है. यहाँ के स्टूडेंट बैठ के पूरे देश को चलाएंगे सर. जो स्टूडेंट बैठे हैं ना, ये दिल्ली में बैठ के यहाँ वोट करेंगे, पूरे देश को चलाएंगे. उनके लिए क्या है सर, आप बताइए ना मेरे को.
आपने एम्प्लॉयमेंट की बात करी, आप बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हैं। आज 90% समस्याएं हमारे देश की भ्रष्टाचार से जुड़ी हुई हैं।
You linked it.
मेरे को बात तो कर लेने दो, एक मेरे को भी तो बोल लेने दो। जैसे आपने अभी एम्प्लॉयमेंट की बात करी, दिल्ली का उदाहरण लेते हैं। दिल्ली के अंदर एक समय ऐसा था जब दिल्ली होलसेल ट्रेड का हब मानी जाती थी। दिल्ली से सारा ट्रेड निकलता था और बाहर जाता था। आज दिल्ली सरकार की नीतियों की वजह से, कांग्रेस सरकार की नीतियों की वजह से ये सारा ट्रेड उठ के दिल्ली के बाहर चला गया। आप किसी भी व्यापारी से बात करो, जिस तरह का वैट का सिस्टम दिल्ली में लागू किया गया है, जानबूझ के ऐसी ऐसी पॉलिसीज बनाई गई हैं कि बिजनेस वाला अगर बिजनेस करना चाहे, बिजनेस वाला कहता है जी मेरे से टैक्स ले लो, मेरा पीछा छोड़ो, लेकिन जानबूझ के इतना कॉम्प्लिकेटेड वैट किया जाए। मेरे को बोल लो तो लेने दो।
एक बात पे लिए इंटरफेयर करूंगा। वी आर नॉट फ्रॉम दिल्ली, वी आर अ होल कंट्री, इंडिया। तो जो बाहर गया है वो भी हमारे लोग हैं सर।
मेरे को बात तो
जहां रोजगार मिला है वो भी हमारे लोग हैं। टॉक फॉर इंडिया, टॉक फॉर इंडिया। इंडिया के बारे में बात करें, दिल्ली ठीक हो जाएगा, देश के लिए कौन सोच रहा है?
मैं भी बात
टॉक फॉर कंट्री सर,
पूरे देश के
अंदर, दिल्ली,
चाहे बीजेपी की सरकार हो, चाहे कांग्रेस की सरकार हो, आप किसी भी राज्य के अंदर चले जाओ, आप ये पाओगे कि जानबूझ के ऐसा सिस्टम क्रिएट किया जाता है कि अगर आप देश के अंदर बिजनेस कहीं भी करना चाहो, आप बिजनेस कर नहीं सकते। इफ यू हैव अ गुड आइडिया एंड इफ यू वांट टू स्टार्ट अ बिजनेस इन दिस कंट्री, आपको मतलब घुमा घुमा के परेशान कर देंगे। बट इफ यू हैव एन आइडिया एंड इफ यू गो टू यूएस एंड ट्राई टू स्टार्ट अ बिजनेस, आप 5 दिन में बिजनेस शुरू कर लेंगे। आई थिंक वी आर फर्स्ट रेट सिटीजन्स हु आर विक्टिम्स ऑफ थर्ड क्लास गवर्नेंस इन दिस कंट्री, एंड every political party is responsible. I think we need to encourage our business. We need to encourage honest business. आज इस देश के अंदर 99% people they want to live honestly. They want to live peacefully. They want to do business honestly. उनके पास चारा ही नहीं है। सरकार हर वो कोशिश करती है कि किस तरह से बिजनेस वालों से पैसा चूस ले, किस तरह से बिजनेस वालों से पैसा एक्सटॉर्शन कर लें। अगर आप बिजनेस को एनकरेज करोगे, इंडस्ट्री को एनकरेज करोगे, एग्रीकल्चर को एनकरेज करोगे, वहीं से तो एम्प्लॉयमेंट निकलेगा।
Karshini from Amity who has a question.
My question to you is, sir, no person, no matter how honest, cannot run this country without experience and vision. Just by unsubstantiated stories, cheap marketing gimmicks won't get you votes. As a youth, as an Indian citizen, I want to ask you, if I vote for you, what is the guarantee that if you come into power, you will do all the things what you're saying? And if you don't do, what's the proof कि आप back out कर जाओगे और आप resignation दे दोगे अपने पोस्ट से? ऐसा कुछ है provision?
You will also be there for 5 years.
हाँ, राइट। इसमें 2-3 चीजें आती हैं। पहली चीज, हमारा बैकग्राउंड क्या है, आज तक हमने जिंदगी में क्या किया। आप बिल्कुल ठीक बोल रहे हैं। वी आर गोइंग ऑल अक्रॉस दिल्ली एंड मेनी पीपल आस्क मी कि जी आपके ऊपर क्यों विश्वास करें। बिल्कुल ये जो बोल रहे हैं, इसी आपके पहले भी बहुत लोग आए थे, जैसे ही सत्ता मिली भ्रष्ट हो गए। आपको कल को सत्ता मिलेगी, आप भी भ्रष्ट हो जाओगे, आप शक्ल नहीं दिखाओगे 5 साल के बाद। मैं इनकम टैक्स में कमिश्नर की नौकरी करता था। इनकम टैक्स में एक इंस्पेक्टर, भ्रष्ट इंस्पेक्टर, साल में 1 करोड़ रुपए की रिश्वत कमा लेता है। मैं तो कमिश्नर था, चाहता तो करोड़ों रुपए कमा सकता था। 1 पैसा नहीं कमाया मैंने। अगर पैसा कमाना होता, मेरी कमिश्नर की नौकरी बुरी नहीं थी, अच्छी लाल बत्ती की गाड़ी दे रखी थी सरकार ने, अच्छा बंगला था। वो कमिश्नर की नौकरी छोड़ के मेरे को ये दर-दर की ठोकरें खाने की क्या जरूरत थी। 2 साल से अन्ना जी के साथ घूम रहे थे, रामलीला मैदान में ठोकरें खाई, जंतर मंतर पे ठोकरें खाई। आजकल रोज सवेरे 5 बजे निकलते हैं, सारा दिन दिल्ली की गलियों के अंदर घूमते रहते हैं, धूप में बारिश में। पैसा कमाने तो नहीं आए, देश बदलने के लिए आए, भ्रष्टाचार दूर करने के लिए आए। एक मिनट, मेरी बात तो पूरी कर लेने दो। जस्ट वन सेकंड। अभी 15 दिन मैंने अनशन किया था। डायबिटीज का पेशेंट हूं, डॉक्टर्स ने भी बोला था 48 घंटे से ज्यादा जिंदा नहीं रहेगा। 15 दिन का अनशन किया था। कोई भी सत्ता का लालची आदमी, पैसे का लालची आदमी 15-15 दिन तक अनशन नहीं करता, पहली चीज। दूसरी चीज, आपकी बात बिल्कुल ठीक है। आज जो हम जहां खड़े हैं, आज आप हमें क्यों विश्वास करो, क्योंकि आज तक का हमारा इतिहास दिखाता है कि हमने जो कुछ भी किया देश के लिए किया। अब हम ईमानदार नीयत से अंदर जा रहे हैं, ईमानदार नीयत से कोशिश करेंगे। क्या होगा, सफल होंगे नहीं होंगे, ये तो ऊपर वाला जानता है जी, लेकिन कोशिश करेंगे, ईमानदार कोशिश करेंगे, ईमानदार नीयत से कोशिश करेंगे।
You've supported Ashok Khemka vigorously. The point is, when you were in the IRS and you saw this corruption going on around you, how come you never spoke out then? Where were your letters on record saying corruption is going on, or pointing to a particular case where, say, somebody was being favored?
Madam, if you see
why did you never speak out then?
If you see my record, it is wrong to say that. मैं बोलूँ अब? I joined IRS in 1995. Sorry, I came on the field. I joined in 92. I came in the field in 95. I was there for just 5 years. In these 5 years, I think 2 or 2.5 years, I was dealing with the multinational companies of Delhi. And the credit not only goes to me, it goes to my 2 bosses also. It was a team of about 7 or 10 people. And we conducted raids on several companies. And we collected 500 crore rupees from these companies. It will not be right for me to name the companies here, because it's not right for the channel to name those companies. Those companies accepted their default without filing any appeal. They did not even go in appeal. They accepted their default. And these are all who's who of the country. The kind of names that I'm exposing today in my exposés, these names were much bigger than that. So it will be wrong. Whatever charge I got, I did my job honestly.
We mentioned Lalu Prasad Yadav, and actually he was finally convicted because the BJP had gone to court against him and they fought it, and even though it happened after, I think, 22 years, he was convicted. The criticism against you was that you had exposés against Robert Vadra, against Narendra Modi, against Mukesh Ambani, yet it seemed to be a cheap publicity gimmick. You did it on television, shoot and scoot, but you haven't followed up any of this. You haven't taken it to court. You haven't said, I've got the evidence, I will fight this.
We have taken it to the logical end.
Why not to court?
I'll tell you why. If you go to the court, it takes 20 years. So we exposed Robert Vadra and we told the government, please investigate. And the government did not investigate. So now we formed a political party and we will enter the system. We will do the investigations against Robert Vadra and send him to jail. This is the logical end. What is the logical end?
The other's name, Mukesh Ambani,
everyone,
Narendra Modi?
Everyone. Whoever is guilty, we are setting the system right. Whoever is guilty will be honestly investigated. Today there is no CBI reports to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister's name is there in the coal scam. He is investigating, I mean, completely absurd system.
CBI sending a questionnaire now to the Prime Minister.
So, this is a very interesting system, sending a questionnaire to the thief. What kind of investigative system do we have in this country? भाई प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कोयले की चोरी कर ली और पुलिस उनको एक क्वेश्चनर देख के जैसे इट्स ऑलमोस्ट लाइक देयर वाज अ ह्यूमरस थिंग CBI director goes to the knocking at the Home Minister's, sir, please may I come in, sir? I want to investigate against you, sir. The Home Minister says, yes, please come, have a seat. So he takes the seat. Sir, actually I want to raid against you, sir. Can I raid against you, sir? And then the Home Minister says, look, it's entirely up to you. What would you like to have, a cup of tea or a transfer order? This is the investigative system we have in our country. I think it ought to be changed.
But granted that point, we don't have a system where somebody is guilty until proven innocent, which is what seems to have become the case. You can't have...
So that is like,
you are facing a defamation case, no, but you are facing a defamation case for calling Sheila Dikshit Dalal. You're defending the defamation case and saying, no, Dalal is a general word. In a civil society, is this the kind of political...
I'm not saying Dalal is a general word, I'm saying Dalal is basically a bad word.
In 2006, you joined the anti-reservation force, Youth for Equality. In 2006, you joined this force. So I just want to know that what is your view on SC/ST OBC reservation, promotion in reservation, and reservation in private sector. What do you think?
Firstly, I think it's completely wrong to say that I was ever a part of Youth for Equality.
You joined something?
I didn't. आप मेरे को दिखा दीजिए कोई सबूत.
Read so many in internet. You can also find that initially you joined Youth for Equality.
अच्छा चलिए अब मैं क्लियर कर रहा हूँ ना. अब मैं क्लियर कर रहा हूँ, मेरी बात सुन लीजिए. I had nothing to do with them. Number one. Number two is, let me clarify our position on reservation. हमें ये लगता है कि इस देश में समाज के कुछ सेक्शंस हैं जिनको पीढ़ी दर पीढ़ी अन्याय और छुआछूत का सामना करना पड़ा, और वो आज भी है. अगर हमें ये लगे कि छुआछूत खत्म हो गया तो वो छुआछूत अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ. मैं बिहार के, यूपी के कई गांव में गया हूं, वहां पे आज भी टोले होते हैं. उन टोले वो गांव से बाहर होते हैं और वही एग्जैक्टली जो हम कहानियों में पढ़ते हैं ना कि छाया भी पड़ गई तो उसका पानी नहीं पिएंगे, छुआछूत, वो सब आज भी है. तो हमारा ये मानना है कि उन समाज के तबकों को रिजर्वेशन मिलना चाहिए। रिजर्वेशन मिलने के साथ साथ हमें ये लगता है कि लेकिन केवल रिजर्वेशन से फायदा नहीं होने वाला। रिजर्वेशन उन टोलों के अंदर लोग रह रहे हैं, उनको तो पता भी नहीं कि रिजर्वेशन किस चिड़िया का नाम है। उन तक रिजर्वेशन कब पहुंचेगा? साल में मैं कैलकुलेट कर रहा था 2 लाख के करीब नौकरियां होती हैं सेंटर में और स्टेट में मिला के, सारी मिला के, जो कि रिजर्वेशन से प्रभावित होती हैं। आप 2 लाख और 27 करोड़ के करीब लोग हैं हमारे देश में जो इन कैटेगरीज को बिलोंग करते हैं। 2-2 लाख नौकरियां एक साल में देके आप 27 करोड़ लोगों तक कैसे पहुंच पाएंगे? ये एक बहुत बड़ा प्रश्न चिन्ह है। तो केवल रिजर्वेशन से काम नहीं चाहिए, और हमारा यह भी मानना है कि अगर एक बार रिजर्वेशन मिल जाए तो फिर दूसरों को रिजर्वेशन का चांस मिलना चाहिए। तो हमारा यह कहना है कि एक चीज है जो सारे समाज को आज एक साथ, आज हमारे देश में रिजर्वेशन के ऊपर राजनीति हुई है। कोई भी ये नहीं चाहता था कि एक्चुअली उन समाज के तबके के लोग साथ आके खड़े हों, केवल राजनीति की गई है रिजर्वेशन। हमारा यह कहना है कि एक चीज है जो सारे लोगों को साथ खड़ा कर सकती है, वो है शिक्षा। अगर हम शिक्षा सुधार दें तो सारे लोग एक जनरेशन के अंदर, एक पीढ़ी के अंदर सारे लोग एक साथ आके खड़े हो जाएंगे। एक मिनट में पूरा कर लेता हूं, मेरी बात पूरी कर लेने दीजिए। हमारा आम आदमी पार्टी ने बोला है कि शिक्षा और स्वास्थ्य, ये 2 चीजें हमारा सबसे ऊपर होने वाला है हमारे एजेंडा के अंदर। चाहे कितना भी पैसा खर्चा करना पड़े हम लोगों को, सरकारी स्कूलों की व्यवस्था सुधारी जाएगी, नए सरकारी स्कूल खोले जाएंगे और सरकारी स्कूलों के अंदर प्राइवेट स्कूलों से भी ज्यादा बेहतर शिक्षा देने की सुविधाएं की जाएंगी, ताकि अमीर गरीबों के बच्चे, हम प्राइवेट बंद नहीं कर रहे, लेकिन हम सरकारी स्कूलों को अच्छा बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। अगर सरकारी स्कूल बहुत अच्छे बन जाते हैं तो वो गांव के लोग, जहां पे वो टोले में लोग रह रहे हैं, अगर उनके बच्चे उस सरकारी स्कूल में अच्छी शिक्षा प्राप्त कर लेते हैं तो वो मेरे और आपके साथ कंपटीशन करने के लिए तैयार हो जाएंगे। और जब तक हम ये तैयार नहीं कर देते, इस देश के अंदर रिजर्वेशन की जरूरत है, रिजर्वेशन चलना चाहिए।
Since in the past where you've taken law and order into your own hands and you've been projected as the next chief minister of Delhi, what will be your take on anybody in the near future doing the same thing?
अगर आज दिल्ली के अंदर बिजली के दाम इतने ज्यादा बढ़ गए और शीला दीक्षित जी से कहते थे भाई बिजली के दाम इतने ज्यादा बढ़ गए, शी वॉज इन कल्यूजन विद इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंपनीज एंड बीजेपी वॉज साइलेंट, दे डिड नॉट रेज दिस इशू इन द लास्ट 5 years इन असेंबली। when Sheila Dikshit ji was increasing the electricity bills, there are 24 BJP MLAs in legislative assembly. If they had resigned, Sheila ji wouldn't have dared to increase the electricity rates. So these rates have been increased completely illegitimately. It is completely wrong. We kept on asking that the electricity rates in Delhi should be decreased, but she did not agree. So Gandhi ji said that if you have a completely unjust law and if the government refuses to change the law, it is the duty of every citizen to break that law and invite punishment for that. We did precisely that civil disobedience movement to seek redressal as a last resort. If we come to power and if we do anything wrong and if we do not heed to the requests of the people, I would encourage people to break the law and to stand up against us.
Are you, if your party comes to power, are you the next chief minister?
I think that is not important at all. I'll tell you a very interesting thing. In our party, when we discussed about this issue, so we all decided that Kiran Bedi is a very nice person, a very dedicated person who has done so much for the country. Let's invite Kiran Bedi ji to join our party and become our chief ministerial candidate. In our party, we are not fighting for chief minister, we are in fact getting someone from outside and inviting that person to become the chief minister. And what is happening in BJP? मार मची हुई है, मैं बनूंगा चीफ मिनिस्टर, मैं बनूंगा चीफ मिनिस्टर।
But is that because they have a shortage of capable people?
It's not about that.
Then
you think they are capable people? Vijay Goyal ji, Harshvardhan ji, they are the capable people.
I would interfere you. No, you know about Pulse Polio program?
Aman ji, this is not about BJP. I know your ABVP, but we're not about BJP.
No, it's not like that.
No, I'm not taking.
आप किसी पे ये नहीं बोल सकते कि वो उन्होंने क्या किया है। हर्षवर्धन जी ने पल्स पोलियो का प्रोग्राम दिल्ली में इंट्रोड्यूस किया। किसको नहीं पता, सबको पता है।
Can I just complete? Can I complete? What I'm trying to say.
Incapable, they'll say you're
I'm not
incapable or excellent capable.
Let the people decide.
It's not about
what I'm saying
what
is they are.
You are going to do. Tell us what.
Why are they so much fighting about it? कोई भी बन जाए chief minister. So why? What is the fight about? The fight is about. Fight is about. The fight is about कि जो भी बनेगा उसको पैसे कमाएगा. That is it. हमारे यहाँ फाइट नहीं हो रही मुख्यमंत्री की, वहाँ क्यों हो रही है फाइट इतनी मुख्यमंत्री की? कुछ ना कुछ तो गड़बड़ है।
Talking about
We're nearly at the end of the show, so let me just first take, we had some online questions come in for you also. Vinay Dhaya has written asking, in case of a hung assembly, what will be his stance? Will he support a party or paralyze the state assembly towards president's rule? Because you can be a spoiler. We talk about kingmakers, but you can also be a spoiler, and it may not, after an election, suppose it's a hung assembly, it's not entirely fair to say we'll do nothing in case you're needed to form a government.
You see, whoever votes for us will vote against BJP and against Congress. And if we either support them or take their support, we will be cheating all these voters. So we will neither support any of these parties nor take their support. And the practical situation is that there will be re-election. Some people say that if there is a re-election, then so much of burden of on the exchequer. I feel that to have an honest government, I think that is a small cost that the people have to pay. But it is for the people to decide why are they giving a hung assembly. It is for the people to decide whether they want to vote for an honest government or a dishonest government. If we take the support, suppose let's imagine if we take the support of, do you think that we can pass the Jan Lokpal bill? We can't. They will not allow us to do it.
If for us, support you maybe. If you're crucial to forming a government, you never know.
I don't think we can do that. So we will neither support anyone nor take anyone's support.
Do you have, but if there was a choice between the two, or for some reason you had to, for instance, because you said General VK Singh, we agree, I supported him because he spoke out against corruption, but now I'm not for him because he went to a rally when Narendra Modi was. In that sense, aren't you implying that you're soft towards the Congress? Some in the BJP have called you Congress's Team B.
And some, Shakil Ahmed said we are BJP's Beam T.
He didn't say Team A.
Team A or Team B, whatever. So I think both these parties are now scared of Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi. BJP is saying that we are Congress's B team, and Congress is saying we are BJP's B team. And very interestingly, today phone calls are being made everywhere. Have you received the phone calls? Yes. Phone calls are saying, two phone calls are going. One call says, केजरीवाल ने अन्ना को धोखा दिया, केजरीवाल ने इनकम टैक्स को लूटा, केजरीवाल बीजेपी का एजेंट है, कांग्रेस को वोट देना. दूसरा कॉल कह रहा है केजरीवाल ने अन्ना को धोखा दिया, केजरीवाल ने इनकम टैक्स को लूटा, केजरीवाल कांग्रेस का एजेंट है, बीजेपी को वोट देना. दोनों कॉल आ रहे हैं. सुना आप लोगों ने? Very interestingly.
You should be flattered that they think you're the person to defeat. They think you're the threat. They're not fighting.
Very interesting. Just one second. Very interestingly, बीजेपी वाले शीला दीक्षित जी को क्रिटिसाइज नहीं करते. शीला दीक्षित जी बीजेपी वालों को क्रिटिसाइज, दोनों के टारगेट पे केजरीवाल और आम आदमी पार्टी है. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर बीजेपी सत्ता में आ जाए या कांग्रेस में सत्ता में आ जाए, बिजली कंपनियों से पैसा दोनों को मिलेगा, ठेके दोनों को मिलेंगे. लेकिन अगर केजरीवाल या आम आदमी पार्टी आ गई तो दोनों का रायता फैला देंगे, दोनों को ठेके मिलने बंद हो जाएंगे.
So your entire fight is against a defunct system, but interestingly, a large population of the Aam Aadmi depends on the malfunction of the system. You yourself mentioned, be it people indulge with water mafia or even Tatkal touts, outright corruption, thugs. So sir, your entire movement is jeopardizing their livelihood. So how are you gonna muster their support, keeping in mind that they form a very decisive section of the vote share?
Very good question. I'll give you a small example. I have a friend. He supplies medicines to government hospitals in the city. And he was telling that whichever hospital he goes to, the hospital people say कि medicines नहीं चाहिए, bill दे दो, आधा तुम रख लेना, आधा मैं हमको रख लेंगे. कह रहा सवेरे से शाम तक मैं रिश्वत देता रहता हूँ और मेरे को अब अपने ऊपर घिन आने लग गई है. मैं बिल नहीं देना चाहता. मैं ईमानदारी से,
ये आम आदमी का प्रॉब्लम है. The politician is not asking him for things.
हाँ, मैं यही तो कह रहा हूँ. वो भी यही कह रहे हैं कि आम आदमी जो है, जो रोज आज अपनी जिंदगी करप्शन से चला रहा है, वो आपको क्यों सपोर्ट करेगा? दैट इज व्हाट योर क्वेश्चन इज. तो ये बंदा कह रहा था कि मैं सवेरे से शाम तक रिश्वत देता हूं, मेरे को घिन आने लग गई है, मैं अब बिल नहीं देना चाहता, मैं दवाइयां सप्लाई करना चाहता हूं. इसलिए वो कहता है कि मैं चाहता हूं कि आप लोग सक्सीड करो. एक जमाना ऐसा है इस देश के अंदर कि मेरे को बेईमानी की बजाय दवाइयां सप्लाई करूं और मैं अपना ऑनेस्ट प्रॉफिट कमाऊं. इस देश का आम आदमी ईमानदारी से काम करना चाहता है, इसलिए वो हमें सपोर्ट कर रहा है. द फैक्ट कि आज हमारे को 50,000 से ज्यादा लोगों ने, छोटे छोटे लोगों ने डोनेशन दिए हैं. ये सारे लोग, ऐसा नहीं कि इन्होंने किसी ने जिंदगी में कभी रिश्वत नहीं दी थी. हर आदमी ने कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ रिश्वत दे, जहां मजबूरी पड़ी. लेकिन ये सारे लोग ईमानदार व्यवस्था चाहते हैं, इसलिए लोग साथ जुड़ रहे हैं हम लोगों.
आई वाज देयर टू सपोर्ट अन्ना हजारे जी इन द लोकपाल आंदोलन. एंड सर, उस आंदोलन वो खत्म हो गया. देन उसके बाद कुछ लोग आपके साथ आए आम आदमी पार्टी में, कुछ लोग नहीं आए. Those who didn't came, some of them raised some serious accusations on you that maybe perhaps your ambition got the better part of you. But on any of the platforms, you have never really opened up to those accusations personally I would like you to speak on that. What do you have to say on those accusations?
क्या बताओ?
जैसे there was this comment from Swami Agnivesh ki you wanted to sacrifice Anna, and there were like Bhayuji Maharaj also who said you didn't allow Anna Hazare to meet him because you perhaps wanted that there should be no communication, because he would have perhaps asked Anna to step back from the fast.
आप लोगों को स्वामी अग्निवेश पे भरोसा है? वो स्वामी अग्निवेश कह रहे हैं मैं अन्ना को मारना चाहता था. I mean, can there be a more absurd allegation? आप कुछ और ऐसी एलिगेशन, मैं अन्ना को क्यों मारना चाहता था और स्वामी अग्निवेश बचाना चाहते थे. देखो सब हंस रहे हैं.
तो अमन's question, where is Anna? Aman's question कि where is Anna?
There were allegations, and we as people who are just viewing on TV, we are supposed to believe that.
How can you believe? आप कैसे बिलीव कर सकते? मैं अन्ना को मारना चाहता था, मैं अन्ना को सैक्रिफाइस करना चाहता था. मैं क्यों सैक्रिफाइस करना चाहता था? और मतलब वो एक मिनट, मैं कह तो रहा हूँ, बता तो रहा हूँ, बोलने तो दो.
इसका सबका आंसर मिल जाएगा. टेल अस वेयर इज अन्ना. सबका रिस्पांस मिल जाएगा.
आपका भी बताता हूँ. लेट्स आंसर हिज क्वेश्चन. ही इज गेटिंग इंपेशेंट.
ओके, गो अहेड.
पहली चीज तो ये, स्वामी अग्निवेश जी ने कहा कि मैंने आके उनको अकेले में बोला कि ऐसा करते हैं, अन्ना जी का सैक्रिफाइस कर देते हैं, और अन्ना जी अगर मर गए तो पूरे देश के अंदर आंदोलन खड़ा हो जाएगा. अगर मैंने स्वामी अग्निवेश जी को ऐसा बोला, स्वामी अग्निवेश जी को तुरंत जाके माइक पे नहीं बोल देना चाहिए था अरविंद मारने की तैयारी कर रहा है. 2 साल तक चुप रहे. अब चुनाव के पहले वो खड़े होकर कह रहे हैं अरविंद 2 साल पहले अन्ना को मारना है. वो क्या कर रहे थे उस टाइम? उन्होंने क्यों नहीं बाहर आके बोला भी अरविंद मारने की तैयारी कर रहा है? It's a completely absurd.
Where is Anna? Just answer that question. We are completely out of time now. We have to. Where is Anna?
वो पूछ रहे हैं कि अन्ना जी कहाँ हैं? अन्ना जी रालेगंज सिद्धि में. अभी I'm just एक मिनट में बता रहा हूँ. मैं बता तो रहा हूँ.
मजाक ना बनाएं सर प्लीज. अन्ना हजारे का तो नाम है. अन्ना हजारे को लोग जानते हैं. अरविंद केजरीवाल को लोग नहीं जानते.
You can be James sense of humor is also a good thing. Go ahead.
मैं बता तो रहा हूँ. अभी उनका ऑपरेशन हुआ है प्रोस्टेट का, पूना में हॉस्पिटल.
Why he is not with you?
I'm coming to that.
I'm asking why he is not with you.
I'm coming to that. Allow me to speak. आप उसके बाद दोबारा पूछ लेना और क्वेश्चन, मेरे को पूरा तो कर लेने दो. अन्ना जी का भी ऑपरेशन हुआ है, पूना में है, और वो थोड़े दिन में रालेगंज सिद्धि जाएंगे. अन्ना जी ये कहते थे कि हमें सिस्टम को बाहर रह के चेंज करना चाहिए. मैंने अन्ना जी से, हम सब लोगों ने अन्ना जी को काफी समझाया कि अन्ना जी इन 2 साल में सब कुछ करके देख लिया. इन सारी पार्टियों के सामने गिड़गिड़ाए, हाथ जोड़े, मिन्नतें करी, देश को बचा लो, देश को बचा लो, लोकपाल बिल पास कर दो. ये पार्टियां नहीं मानी. 3 बार अन्ना जी ने अनशन किया, 2 बार मैंने अनशन किया. ये पार्टियां नहीं मानी. धीरे धीरे साफ हो गया ये पार्टी नहीं मानने वाली. क्यों? बीजेपी वालों ने भी चोरी कर रखी है, कांग्रेस वालों ने भी चोरी कर रखी है, समाजवादी पार्टी, बस सारी पार्टियों ने चोरी कर रखी है. जब तक अगर ये आज अन्ना का लोकपाल पास कर दें तो आधे से ज्यादा नेता तिहाड़ जेल पहुंच जाएंगे. तो अपना सुसाइड करने के लिए तो बैठे नहीं है संसद में, अब अंदर जाना पड़ेगा सिस्टम के. अन्ना जी कहते हैं राजनीति कीचड़ है, हमें अंदर नहीं जाना चाहिए. हमने कहा जी कीचड़ है, तब भी अब पैंट ऊपर करके झाड़ू लेके अंदर जाना ही पड़ेगा, सफाई खुद करनी पड़ेगी. अन्ना जी ने कहा कि हम गंदे हो जाएंगे. हमने कहा जी गंदे भी हो जाएंगे तो यही हमारी कुर्बानी सोच लेना कि हमने अपनी इज्जत भी दांव के ऊपर लगा ली, लेकिन अब अंदर जाना पड़ेगा.
And final question, the left, which is I think perhaps one of the most ethically clean parties in Indian politics today. You've never talked about really creating a like-minded alliance with the left at all. The left, in fact, is going around now creating an alliance which they say anti-communalism with the Samajwadi Party, Janata Dal United, etc. When we talk in the political discourse of a choice between, say, corruption and communalism, which do you think is a greater threat, and why haven't you looked at alliances with parties like the left?
I think both are important. Corruption is important. Corruption is a matter of survival. Communalism is a matter of survival. Both of them are important. Both of them are equally important for this country. And we are not into coalition politics. We are here to change the system.
In the 2014 elections, who would you back as Prime Ministerial candidate? Because I hope you're not going to say that AAP is going to win the general elections. Would it be Rahul Gandhi or Narendra Modi?
We are not even thinking about it. We are just concentrating on December.
Away.
So, after 4th December, I'll again come to your program and we'll discuss about it.
All right. I have to say thank you to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal for sparing so much time from his campaign and the youth campaign here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And all of you have to vote for Aam Aadmi Party. झाड़ू पे मोहर लगानी है सबको. Thank you.